back with KMMA. I'm Andio.
And I'm Khalil Deal.
And this is going to be our predictions and breakdowns for the main card of UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi. So we're going to be starting things off with Damian Rizbeki against John Pork. Magomed.
No, it's Abu Bakar Vagayev versus
Shit. No, yeah. Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, it's Abu Bakar Vagayev against Saeed Igakamayev. Sorry. Then we got Rizvan Kuniev against Tyrell Fortune. Then we have Damian Rizbeki against Magomed Zanukov, better known as John Pork. Easier to say. Then we got Islam Dulatov against Wellington Turman. Then in the co-main, we have Steve Urseg against Ramazan Temirov. And in the main event, we have a Magomed Ankalaev against a short notice Bogdan Guskov. So the real deal here, opening things up for real. Who do you got between Vagayev against Izagakmayev? I was totally off on the odds on this one.
Yeah, man. So Andy O and I have only disagreed on two fights in the prelims. Go check it out if you haven't already. So let's see how many we agree on in this one here. So yeah, Abu Bakar Vagayev, man, he's very well-rounded, man. He's got a pressure-heavy, grinding fighting style. He's heavily affiliated with the Akhmat Fight Club, the two-time ACA welterweight champion. He's got very elite cardio, constant forward movement, dominant positional control. Vagayev is not known as a one-punch knockout artist or as a dangerous submission specialist. Rather, he excels at winning minutes and rounds through relentless pressure and top control. His style is frequently compared to high-motor fighters like Colby Covington. He weaponizes his conditioning to smother opponents against the cage, slow down their offense, grind out decision victories. Solid striking volume, he utilizes his 6-foot frame and reach to maintain a steady output of punches and kicks, keeping opponents on their back foot and disrupting their rhythm. Saeed Izagakmayev, he's very dangerous. He's got a blend of powerful striking and ground game. He's known for his long reach. He's got effective use of elbows and clinch work, strong wrestling, dangerous ground and pound from top control. He uses a dangerous mix of punches and elbows, often switching between southpaw and orthodox stances. Izagakmayev is an effective wrestler who can take opponents down and control them. He's very good on the ground. He can finish fights with elbows from mount or body lock triangles. He's considered very dangerous due to his combinations of striking, wrestling, and grappling skills, making him very difficult and a difficult opponent. So this is going to be a good fight. The two Russians going at it. But I'm going with Abu Bakar Vagayev to get the win here by knockout or decision. You can see the guy's got 19 decisions out of his 24 wins. Give me Abu Bakar Vagayev by knockout or decision.
Yeah, this guy sure knows how to win those decisions there. I thought I was going to have a hot take on this fight before I saw the odds. I thought the odds would be a lot closer, and I was going to pick Vagayev, but he's a pretty big favorite, unfortunately, for us here. But that's okay. I guess other people are on to this Izagakmayev maybe. Thing with him, man, I'm going to add to what you had to say with Saeed here, is that he lost his debut against Dalby there. But before that, it was his first fight in 3 years. So the guy hasn't really been too active, and I think this may be a case of a guy being fizzled already in his career and on the downslope. It's just a theory. We'll see how it goes. But this Vagayev, man, he knows how to win his decisions convincingly. They're not like just gifting him close decisions here and there, man. He clearly wins these fights. He's strong, he's physical, and he won't go away. And I don't think he's going to go away for Saeed Izagakmayev. I'm going to predict a decision for Vagayev here.
All right, so me and Andy O in agreement with the first fight of the main card. Let's keep it moving here. Or Andy Perfecto, we might want to say here.
Okay.
Let's get to the next fight here. We got Rizvan Kuniev against Tyrell Fortune here. And what we got in this one, bro?
Yeah, okay. So this is one I am looking forward to for sure because I'm actually going to go with Tyrell Fortune on this one. Now, I have my reasoning, as I always do. I wasn't too impressed with Rizvan Kuniev as some other people were. Like, he lost to Curtis Blades there. It was a close fight. People were kind of impressed with that, but I think Blades hasn't really been himself lately. And then he followed that up with a win off Jailton Almeida, whose career and fighting style and all of that took a nosedive. Like right before this, before this fight, 2 or 3 fights before this fight. I believe this was his last fight. Then he got released after this performance right here, did Jailton Almeida. And Tyrell Fortune, okay, he's coming off a long Bellator career. He was tossed into the cage in his first fight against Marcin Tybura, where he actually got a win in that fight. And that's not an easy fight for a debut guy. Martin Tybura has a way of wearing guys out, tiring guys out. Man, watching his fights tire me out. Just by watching him, I get tired. You know? And he managed to survive that. Don't forget, it was also on very short notice for Tyrell Fortune. I think he's going to be ready for this fight. I don't think this guy minds where he is. He's not going to care about where he's fighting or any of that. I think he's going to come out on fire. He has more power, I think. He's maybe not the prettiest striker, but he's precise. I'm sorry, he has good timing, and his power is there, especially early on in the fight. He's going to have more power than Rizvan Kuniev, who's kind of like more of a wrestler, but he strikes too. Tyrell Fortune himself has a pretty extensive wrestling background, no slouch himself. And you know what happens with these wrestler fights sometimes is that they end up being on the feet. And I think Tyrell Fortune has a good chance of cracking Kuniev, who I find sometimes, while he's composed and calm in there, he doesn't push the gas as much as it seems. And that's why he lost the fight against Curtis Blades. And I think he just may be a little overconfident fighting here more or less at home. And I think it's a good spot for Tyrell Fortune. So I'm going to call Tyrell Fortune by knockout or decision.
All right, so me and Andy O in disagreement with this fight here. Rizvan Kuniev.
Deal, though. You agree with me a little bit on Rizvan Kuniev's wins?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Look, Rizvan Kuniev, he's a fighter who's he's got a style is Wushu Sanda, which is Chinese kickboxing. He's heavily complemented by a Dagestani wrestling base. He is from Dagestan. And his fighting style is his forward pressure, powerful looping hooks, highly effective use of elbows, knees, and kicks from the clinch. He frequently uses combinations to close the distance and exhaust his opponents against the cage. He knows how to wrestle since he's a Dagestani wrestler. He's physically strong, positional grappler. He averages multiple takedowns per fight using body locks and single leg trips. Transitions fluidly to take the back or secure submissions like guillotines and rear naked chokes. He's got excellent takedown defense, constantly maintaining a high stuffing and scrambling rate, and he forces opponents to fight his tempo on the feet. Tyrell Fortune, the guy's a decorated freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestler turned heavyweight mixed martial artist. He fights out of the Black Zillions Performance Institute, and his fighting style is characterized by a strong base in grappling, combined with a continuously evolving striking arsenal. Fortune is a former multi-time national and world champion in freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling. He uses his background in wrestling to dictate where the fight takes place. He likes to control his opponents in the clinch. He's got a good stand-up game that relies on sharp jabs, overhand punches, and midsection kicks to set up his offense. And he's got a high finishing rate with the majority of his wins ending in knockouts. Often punishing his opponents with heavy ground and pound once he gets a takedown. So he is dangerous, Tyrell Fortune, I will say that. But again, where we are located in Abu Dhabi, a lot of these fighters, if it goes to decision, they're going to cheer for the Russian fighters. If it goes to decision, I still think Kuniev is a better submission guy on the ground than Tyrell Fortune. I'm going with Rizvan Kuniev to get the win here, but I will say this, that Tyrell Fortune is a good dog. At the odds right now, which are almost 3-1, definitely a little sprinkle on Tyrell Fortune as a dog play wouldn't hurt. I'll be doing that in the betting because, of course, he's one of the only brothers on this card as well. So definitely going to support my brother and Tyrell Fortune there. But the pick's going to be Rizvan Kuniev by knockout or submission.
Also, another little fun fact I forgot to mention about this fight is Taro Fortune's been training with Waldo Cortez Acosta, probably to hone in his striking, and maybe Waldo's going to be able to give him a couple of those tricks, a couple of off-speed pitches to add to his repertoire, which are very useful for Waldo in his fights.
And also to mention, I forgot to mention that Rizvan Kuniev, he beat one of my favorite one of my favorite UFC fighters in Jailton Almeida, who's no longer here. But I'll say this, though. Jailton Almeida could not take him down for the life of him in that fight. He tried.
Oh, I mentioned this at the beginning, though, but you got to remember, this is not the Jailton Almeida when he first came in and was rolling over people. This looked like a different person in there.
I know, but just to mention, it's just a quick way to mention it. He wasn't able to take him down. So if Tyrell Fortune can't take him down, it might be a problem. All right, let's move on up to the next fight. We got Magomed Zainukov against Damian Repecki.
Okay, before I get into this wild fight here, everyone, as you all know, these beasts, these animals, they go at it in the cage. Me and the deal here, we fight the algorithm on the outside. In order to give us a hand with that, like and subscribe, share the video. And heading into this fight here, this was a tough one for me. I'm looking forward to this fight the most on the card. I think these guys are both going to be really, really good. So we have Rebecca here, who's a good striker. Striking is his game. He throws a ton of volume. He's very fun. He doesn't give up. He doesn't go away either. Maybe in this fight he gets some grappling going. It's going to be tough though. But all I can say is a very fun guy who can stop takedowns and is going to give you your money's worth in there. When it comes to John Pork here, great Muay Thai, good, effective movement, and he has his style. You can't say, you look at him, you're like, yeah, it's the John Pork style. He can also, his ground game is better than Repecki's here. I think he'll be more likely to be the one taking him down and have success there. Maybe even hold him down. On the feet, he's no slouch either. So I'm gonna have to lean with John Pork here slightly also because, he's fighting at home here. So yeah, it kind of hurts me a little bit in ways because Rebecca, man, I wanted to pick him especially at these odds, but I can't do it. So I'm going with John Pork by decision or knockout.
When it comes to betting, a little sprinkle on Damian Respecki by knockout or submission is a good salt tap there. Now, this guy's very dangerous, man. He's officially a wrestler, but he's a highly dynamic all-arounder with heavy foundation in kickboxing and aggressive grappling. He's trained in kickboxing for over 10 years before getting into the MMA. He relies on his Polish power. He's got heavy, high-volume combinations. He fights out of the orthodox stance, but comfortably switches to southpaw. He uses exceptional upper body fluidity and constant feints to draw reactions out of his opponents. And he's got world-class body shots. This guy can he can hit you in the body very hard. He sets up head strikes by routinely attacking the ribs with heavy hooks and calf kicks. Despite his striking pedigree, he mixes levels very well. He's got a good judo-style throws like the front uchimata, ankle trips to drag fights to the canvas. On the floor, he's incredibly dangerous. Out of his undefeated 10-0 record, 5 of his wins have come via submission, specifically favoring the rear naked choke and Bravo choke. So like I said, man, you can do a little sprinkle on the knockout or submission for Damian Respecki here. And I also found out that Damian Respecki was also Ilya Topuria's main training partner for the Justin Gaethje fight. So he's been fighting in there with, one of the best guys in Ilya Topuria. Magomed Zainukov, he stands out from all these Dagestani fighters because he's primarily an elite world-class Muay Thai striker rather than a traditional Dagestani wrestler. His style combines high-volume kickboxing with the rigid defense and grappling baseline of the Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov school. He utilizes relentless high-output striking. In his breakout performance on the Dana White's Contender Series, he broke the lightweight record by landing 248 significant strikes in a single fight. The guy is crazy with the striking. He's got good combinations, fast punches. He's a 2-time IFMA world champion. He treats the clinch as a primary offensive weapon, breaking through guards and with barrages of heavy elbows and knees. He relies on thunderous low kicks to chop away at his opponent's legs. He controls the distance, and his primary instinct is to stand and trade. Training alongside champions like Islam Makhachev at the Eagles MMA has thoroughly rounded out his skill set. He blends his crisp boxing combinations with timely level changes, and he executes takedowns with a high efficiency. So I'm going for Magomed Zenukov. I think this guy is really, really good. I got him winning by knockout or decision here. But again, a little sprinkle on Damian Respecki by KO or submission won't hurt in the betting. All right. So
the value is definitely on Rebecki right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, he has to get a finish in this one. Like I said, man, if it goes to the decisions, man, you don't want to be on the wrong side of a decision when it comes to where we're fighting here, where this event's taking place. All right, let's keep it moving to the next fight. It was supposed to be my turn, but it's okay. We got Islam Dulatov against Wellington Turman here. So for this one here, man, Islam Dulatov, man, this guy is absolutely amazing. They call him the Ripper. They should have called him the Reaper for everybody he kills. This guy's got an aggressive style, heavy emphasis on explosive striking, versatile grappling. He's a tall 6'3" with a 75-inch reach. He's a German Chechen, which he leverages his long frame to manage distance while aggressively hunting for early finishes. He's got strong boxing and good kickboxing as well. He's a knockout artist. He's got sharp combinations, devastating knees, precision step-in elbows. He overwhelms his opponents on the feet. Even though he's a striker, he's equally dangerous on the mat. He officially changed into submissions, having finished professional opponents with chokes like the Darce, guillotine, and arm triangle. He's got a 100% finish rate. His fighting philosophy is centered around aggressive, fast-paced offense, wastes no time, and would rather finish you than the fight going to the judges. Wellington Turman, this guy just is absolute trash, man. He's a grappler. He does have a black belt in BJJ, which I find is, I don't know if he got it out of a Cracker Jack box, that black belt, but, he has a black belt in BJJ, but he sucks. He's not very good on the ground. He tries to get submissions or find submissions and grapple, but he's always losing. As you can see here, out of his 18 wins, he's got 8 losses. 2 have come by knockout, 1 by submission, 5 by decision. He's good in the clinch. He's got some good trips to get takedowns and heavy pressure against the cage. He initially began training in Muay Thai as a teenager to lose weight before actually becoming an MMA fighter. He's a grapple first fighter. He looks for wild swinging, looping overhand rights, and that's why he's a bit too wild out there with his striking. You can see it coming from a mile away. I think he gets killed by Islam Dulatov. Give me Islam Dulatov by annihilation, knockout or submission here.
Yeah, he has a way of controlling things in fights, and just the way it seems, he really seems like he knows what he's doing with his striking. He has tricky combos and a half, I call them. You have to see it, the way he mixes in one of those elbows you were talking about along with a punch, goes halfway in one direction, and very, very good. And also, he has good chokes, so you got to be aware of that. This is what Wellington Turman has to be wary of also, because I think Turman knows he has to try to get this guy down and go for subs, if anything. I think he's too chinny to keep it on the feet. I think he even knows that. Wellington Turman, he does have his skills down there, being a BJJ black belt, but it's very difficult to see Wellington Turman coming away with the win here. Not only is this a short notice fight?
Let's see. I don't think so. No.
Either way, he's going a long distance, to fight this guy who seems to have a lot of upside. The thing I would suggest is that we haven't really seen him go long in fights, and maybe he doesn't really have much of a gas tank. Maybe he gets a little more clumsy in there as the fight goes on. The thing is, I don't see Wellington Turman to be the guy to take him into deep waters. So Hey, props for Wellington Turman for taking this fight, but I got to give it to Duladov. So give me Duladov by knockout or submission.
Nice. Also to mention, Dulatov has a 3-inch height advantage and a 3-inch reach advantage over Wellington Turman. And Wellington Turman lost 3 out of his last three fights. He's lost 3 fights in a row. All right. So me and Andy agreeing on that one. Let's get to the next fight. Next fight here we got. We have. Oh wait, Dulatov against Steve Erceg.
Aver Sieg.
Wait, hold on a second here. Oh, wait, I kind of messed this one up here. I got to fix this. Hold on one second here. I kind of messed this one up. Give me a few seconds to fix this. I had Dulatov against Steve Erceg. It was...
You're having Dulatov fighting twice in a row here. You're like real easy work, eh? Real easy work. Get in there and face Erceg, you know?
Give me a second here. We're going to fix this up real quick here, guys. Just won't take too long. Give me 1 minute here. Sorry about that, folks.
Like and subscribe to the channel. This will happen less.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna take this one over for you while you do that, okay? And you'll finish off, okay? So
yeah.
Steve Erceg, I've always felt that he's kind of a little overrated because he had that good fight against Pantoja when Pantoja didn't really have any competition. And some people even think he won that fight. Like, get out of town. He didn't win that fight, but it was the best performance of his career. I don't think we've seen him look that good in that loss since then. Also, a little misconception is he's some kind of striker, but really he's a grappler. He's a BJJ guy, and he's that at heart. And I think when it comes to Temerov, he's he's like a compact jack in the box, man. He uses his explosivity with his movement in combination with his strikings, and if he wants to take you down, it's all a combination of compact jack in the box shit going on, I'm telling you. And just along with the stand switching, he's going to be a very hard customer for Astro Boy here to track down, to connect on, I think. Also, I think Erceg, over the whole fight, he leaves his openings defensively. So if he seems to have gained a lot of confidence on his feet, he still has gaps in his defensive game there. And along with losing focus in fights, he has to be on the ball against this dynamite kind of fighter. Otherwise, it's going to be over for him. He has a way of standing there where even he holds his chin with his chin at times. So, yeah, I guess I'm saying a knockout is on the table here. I'm going to go with knockout or decision for Islam Dulatov.
Okay. Wait, it's Steve Erceg against...
I mean against Ramazan Terrence.
Like and subscribe, man. Even though I made a mistake here on this picture, we're still continuing like the badasses that we are. Let's keep it going. So yeah, man.
Sorry about that.
Ramazan Termazov, man. This guy is a devastating power puncher. He's a striker built around concussive knockout power. The majority of his victories coming from stoppage, from knockouts. He's aggressive. He's got looping overhand punches, thudding leg kicks, and powerful body hooks. Over 60% of his career wins have come by knockout or TKO. Frequently ending fights in the very first round. He fights with an evasive side-to-side footwork style, deliberately letting his opponents chase him to expand their energy while he waits to counter. In addition to MMA, he has a strong background in hand-to-hand combat and karate, having won the Asian Hand-to-Hand Combat Championship in 2017. Steve Erceg, he's very well-rounded. He's a good fighter as well. He's got high-level submissions. He's got crisp technical boxing. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He blends strong grappling control with effective striking, utilizes rear naked chokes, guillotines, and powerful lead hand hooks. Erceg is dangerous submission artist with a black belt. He likes to control his opponents on the ground and finish fights on the ground. He's got good guillotine choke, and he's a clean technical striker. But the fights start on the feet here. I don't expect Steve Erceg to get him down that easily. Temirov's going to be the shorter fighter, but still, he's very fast. Give me Ramazanbek Temirov to win by knockout or decision, man. I think he knocks out Steve Erceg, and we have seen Steve Erceg get knocked out before, man. So there you have it. I'm going for Temirov, and so are you, eh, Andio?
Yep.
All right. How do you have him winning?
By knockout or decision. Decision or knockout.
Beautiful. So we're both in agreement with that. Let's get to the main event of the evening, guys. We got here. We got Magomed Ankalaev against Bogdan Guskov. Andy O, who you got in this one?
Yeah, so this another one. It's just too hard to see Bogdan Guskov winning this one. We have Ankalaev. That's I think going to be better than him just about everywhere. Maybe Guskov has slightly more overall power on the feet, but just to try and trick Ankalaev and line him up for one of those devastating shots, Ankalaev's just going to do so much more within that time and have a lot more success, whether it's on the feet or grappling. If you want to be safe, man, Ankalaev should take the guy down right away, because the only guys that haven't had success grappling against Guskov are the guys that haven't tried to take him down or the guys that haven't tried to grapple with him. Got to give it to Ankalaev here. He's been ready for this fight. He's going to want to win and come back strong after that loss to Alex Pereira last time out. And I think this is a time to do it. So give me Magomed Ankalaev by knockout. Or I know he doesn't have any subs, but I think it may be live here. So give me probably by knockout or sub.
Yeah, Ankalaev was supposed to fight Khalil Roundtree Jr. In this event, and Roundtree had an injury, so that's why Bogdan Guskov is stepping up here. But yeah, man, on short notice, man, I got to go with Ankalaev here, Big Ank. This guy's an amazing striker. He's trained in combat sambo, Greco-Roman wrestling. He's renowned for his powerful punches, knees, elbows, and kicks. He effectively uses it to dominate his opponents. He's never won a fight by submission. He likes to get knockouts, technical knockouts, or decisions to secure his victories. He's very patient. He's got good distance management. And he's got a good 75-inch reach. He keeps his opponents at bay. He's got clean, powerful, straight punches and well-timed kicks. He controls the rhythm of the fight without overextending himself. And he's got very good punching and striking. The guy's a strong wrestler, man. The guy can wrestle, take you down. He's got excellent takedowns, excellent takedown defense. He maintains control. He decides if he wants to get the fight to the ground or not. Bogdan Guskov, this guy's a mix of striking power and ground control. He's also very aggressive. He likes to move forward. He's got a background in striking, throwing powerful punches and hooks. He can also finish fights with submissions, Guskov. He's got power, and he's able to finish fights quickly. And he's got good combinations, a good overhand jab. He lands powerful right hooks as well to the head, good head kicks as well. And he's well-rounded with his submissions as well as his knockouts.
He's terrible on the ground, I think.
He's a finisher with 15 knockouts and 3 subs. A little sprinkle on the Bogdan Guskov by finish could also be a play there in the betting. But I'm taking Magomed Ankalaev to win this one by knockout or decision. So there you have it, folks. Our early predictions and breakdowns for UFC Abu Dhabi. Like and subscribe. KAMMA, always on the rise. Let's get it, baby. Peace out, folks.
Yeah.